Hi, welcome. I'm here at the Move Room. And in today's video, we're going to actually do something a little bit different. We're going to be exploring some of the different ways we can use the Pilates squishy ball. Often in these videos, if I'm using a specific kind of Pilates prop or yoga prop, I like to give some different options or variations of things that you might be able to use instead that you could just like find around your house. But today we will specifically be using one of these balls. So if you don't have one, A, you get creative and figure it out. Or B, maybe you just go and do another video and come back to this one once you've gotten one of these things. I really do think that they're worthwhile to have. And it doesn't have to be any specific level of squishiness, just what you personally like. And then I just have a blanket to sit on because we're going to spend a little bit of time kneeling and also sitting down. So I'm going to put that to the side just for now. I don't need it right away. And let's lie down on the floor. So lying on down, do have your squishy ball close by. And start to swish your knees side to side. Let's bring some motion into the hips. And then bring your knees up towards center. Plant your feet into the floor. Heels are going to be underneath of your knees. And then take that squishy ball and pop it in between your legs. Bring your hands down by your side and press into your feet as you push your hips towards the ceiling, coming into a hip bridge. And then let's come on down. Here, we're going to do this a few times and just experiment how much you want to be squeezing onto that ball. So you feel the engagement of your inner thigh muscles. You keep your knees pointing straight ahead of you. You keep your feet pressing into the floor. Lots of activity through the lower body here. Nice. Let's keep going for 4, 3, 2, last one. Let's come all the way down. Take that squishy ball out from between your legs and pop it underneath your right foot. So, right foot to start. Press your left foot into the floor a lot, that beautiful stable ground, and then press your right foot into the squishy ball. It's going to feel wobbly. Okay, let's tuck the tailbone under just a touch and then push the hips up. Coming into our hip bridge, one foot is on this squishy ball. Try to make more space in your lower back. Then see what happens if you straighten your right leg and then pull it back in 4 times. Last one. Come back up and everything comes down. Pass the ball over to your other foot. Take a little moment. Press your right foot into the floor. Press your left foot into the ball. Lift your hips up. And then stretch your left leg out and pull it in 4 times. A little goes a long way for this one. Come back in and bring everything down. Kick that ball over to the side. For now, take your feet out wide and swish your knees side to side. Okay, let's bring the knees back up to the ceiling. Then take your feet back to about hips distance apart. Lift your hips up so you can put the ball underneath of your pelvis. So we're going to be aiming for the sacrum here, that big triangular bone at the back of your pelvis, the bottom of your spine. And coming towards this semi-supported bridge. So now we're hanging out on this half-inflated ball. Might provide a little bit of feedback to your lower body. And then let's see if it feels okay. You can stretch out one leg and then the other. If this amount of hip extension is just too much for you, or you feel any kind of pinching in your lower back, no problem. Bring your feet back to the floor and find some in-between place. Otherwise, we're going to rest here for a moment before moving along. Let the front of the hips get a nice, juicy stretch here. And then start to bring your feet back in. Push your hips up, take the ball out, and give everything a little bit of release. We're going to meet in a table. So take your time getting there. And I'm going to pad my knees out. So I'm just taking this blanket and putting it where my knees are going to be. You could do this at home with cushions or knee pads or really truly anything else. And let's take a moment for just some nice cat-cows. You don't have to overthink these. Sprints out the spine. Take a little tail wag. Peek out one hip, then the other. Nice. And come back through center. Let's take the ball, the squishy ball. Bring both of your hands onto the squishy ball and then push it out in front of you and pull it back in. So something that I really love about these is that they can be used supportively as just a really nice stretch. They can be used for some tactile feedback. And they can also be used to add a little bit of challenge. Okay, let's come all the way back up. Put your ball to the side. Take your hands back down to the ground. Take a little shaky shake. And then let's take the right foot back behind us. Opposite one. So right foot is back behind you. Pop your left hip back in towards the midline of your body. Keep the crown of your head long. And start to lift your leg. Then lower it down. So a little lift and lower. Nice. Try to keep your hip from opening out towards the side. And we'll keep on going for 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your foot down, bring your knee in. And we're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. So pressing into your finger pads so that you don't dump all of your weight into your wrists. Lift your left leg up and bring it down. Just a little lift and lower. Hug your right hip in towards the midline of your body. Let's keep on going for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your foot down. Bring your knee in. Let's give the hands a little shake. Okay. Now we're going to bring the squishy ball into play. Okay. We're going to come to our hands and knees position and take a peek at, I started with my left foot. So whatever foot, I started with my left. So coming into our hands and knees position, steady into your right leg and push your left leg out and pull it in. So pushing out, pulling in. Whew. For 4, 3, 2, And 1. Bring it in, switch sides. So steady yourself. And then right leg comes out and pull it in. That's 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your foot back in and come up. Give your hands a little shake. We're going to do the same thing now with our hands. So steadying into let's start with the left side, just because that's what we were just doing. So now your left hand is underneath of the ball. Let's push the ball forward and then pull up. Push the ball forward, let your right elbow bend, and then pull up. Last one. Come on back up. We do the same thing on the opposite side. So to me, this feels more like a nice big stretch. But then also I'm getting a little bit of strengthening through my opposite arm. Last one. Come on back up. We'll come to a kneel. So I'm going to turn to face you. You can pretty much stay where you are, but maybe you want to do this too, going to double up on my blanket so I have a little bit more knee padding. Okay, so let's come to a high kneel. Your knees are going to be underneath of your hips. Put the squishy ball in between your legs. So once again, it might take a moment here depending on your own body, the size of your squishy ball, all sorts of factors. It might take a moment to figure out what is comfortable. Once you've gotten there, give your ball a squeeze and release a few times. And then think about hugging onto the ball with your inner thighs without clenching your butt cheeks a whole lot. Stand up tall and then start to lean back. You can bring your hands to your hips if you want, and then pull yourself forward. Ooh. So we're leaning back, keeping the spine pretty straight, and then pulling ourselves forward. You can bring your hands behind your head if you want to add on. Keep squeezing into that ball and pressing into your shins as you pull yourself up. I like to inhale as I come back and then use the power of my exhale to pull up. Let's go. 4 more. This is 3, 2, last one. Bring your hands back down. Give everything a little shake. And squeeze onto your ball again. You can bring your hands to your hips or behind your head. Lean over to one side. And then pull yourself up through center. Same thing on the opposite side. And pull yourself up. This is also where, if you wanted to add weights, this would be a great place for some weights. Let's keep going, pulling yourself up through the strength of your side body. 3 more times each side. Last 2. Last 1. Come back up through center. Let your hips come down to your heels. And take the squishy ball out. Let's give everything a little shaky shake. We're going to come up to stand. Now, I'm going to take this away. I don't need it anymore. Come on all the way up to standing. Give your legs a little bit of release. Whew. It's amazing how just kneeling on the floor can fire up your legs so much. Okay, let's take that squishy ball. And I'm going to hold it in my left hand to start. You can take a pretty wide stance in your feet. Whatever feels stable here. Take an inhale and an exhale. Inhale to lift both your arms up overhead. One hand has the ball in it. Pass, ball, over to the other hand. And this is how we're going to start. So just passing the ball one hand to the other. And here's the thing. Right now, we're doing a little bit of what we call proprioceptive work. We're going to pass the ball over one more time, and then we're going to change it up. I'll explain what that is. So take your hands back down to shoulder height, then pass the ball in front of you, and then pass the ball behind you. So our proprioception is our ability to sense what is around us, even if we can't see it. Let's switch the direction of that pass. So can you sense where this ball is, even when it's outside of your field of vision? I bet you can. I bet you can. Because when you go to reach for the ball behind you, you probably pretty much know where you're reaching. Yeah? Okay, let's make this a little fancier. You're going to pass the ball under one leg and then the other. This is like our basketball move. I don't play basketball. I'm not very good at basketball. But trying to just make things a little bit more complicated. See? I started trying to think ahead, and then I lost track of what I was doing and where I was going. Okay, next we are going to try to pass the ball over and around. So leaning down, passing the ball around. Okay, let's keep on going for 4, 3, 2, 1. Pass the ball back. Come on up. Take a little moment. Check in with your heart rate. I noticed my heart started to beat a little bit faster as we started to move faster. And take the ball to your chest. So settling the ball somewhere along your breastbone. You can take one hand to the ball, one hand over that. If you'd like to close your eyes, you can. If you're still feeling a bit too fired up to fully close your eyes, try and gaze down at your cheekbones. Start to notice the way you're breathing. As you breathe in, very likely, you'll feel your chest expanding into the ball. And then as you exhale, your chest will settle away. You might even be able to see, if you look down at the ball and at your hands as you inhale, the ball, your chest, the ball, and your hands all expand out. And then as you breathe in, they collapse inwards. Let's take one breath in and out together to seal off our practice. Inhale here and exhale here. Thank you so much for joining me for this little sampler pack of some ways you might be able to use your Pilates squishy ball. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.